Hi everyone, my name is Bukky. Welcome to my channel. You're the one place where you learn about personal finance and career. Yes, on Finance with Bukky today we will be discussing how to invest in Nigeria or in other African countries. Now, so which means this video is not just for Nigerians, it's also for every other person who is interested in investing in the African continent. Yeah, but today I'm focusing more on the African continent. All right, so thank you if you are a returning subscriber. Thank you for always coming back every day for your support, for your feedback. I really appreciate it. And if this is your first time, don't go away. Click on my notification button, here, and then on the subscription button to subscribe. Click on the like button, drop your questions or comments. I would appreciate it. Without much ado, let's take a deep dive. Welcome back. All right, so I know that a lot of you have heard the news that broke to us like some days ago about Flutterwave getting a round C funding of 170 million. Wow, that's like huge. That's massive for the whole continent. That sends a signal to say, you know what, we are getting ready. We are getting ready. We are on the move, right? And remember, a couple of months ago, in October to be specific, Paystack was acquired by Stripe. Remember, and that is also another fintech company, right? So then it's kind of give you some clue that maybe, just maybe, that the fintech industry is a gateway to venture capital investment in Africa. It can be. Okay, so how does this affect you? How does this affect me? It means that, people like Paystack, people like Flutterwave, when they started, they actually had some angel investors who trusted them, who believed in their products, who invested in those companies, right? Maybe after 5 years or 7 years, now some other partners are coming in. And then, of course, when acquisition happens or IPO happens, of course, the people who invested earlier are going to get more returns for their investment. And that's the first idea I want to sell to you today, that you start to think about angel investing in Nigeria. Start to think about how you can invest in companies who are still at their early stage, right? And now it doesn't mean that you will just throw your money all around the place, without getting informed. There are communities out there, right? Communities who actually make these services available. So if you want to know more about these communities, join my mailing list, right? The link to my mailing list is in the description. Join my mailing list, and you can also ask me directly, and then we can get talking, and then I can recommend these particular communities to you. All right, so that's the first one. Think about angel investing. Think about supporting companies early when they are still in their budding stage, because the advantage of angel investing is that, like I said, you have the opportunity to do like 5x or sometimes even 10x of your initial investment within 7 to 10 years thereabout. And the thing about angel investing is also that the risk is really, really high. So you don't want to put all your investment portfolio into one basket, into just angel investing. And that's why I also made a video about other forms of investment. If you've not seen that video, after this video, go to this link, yes, and see other forms of investment that you could actually put your hands into, right? That you could actually try. Don't just put all your funds into one form of investment. Try other things. Try stocks. Try real estate. Try so many other things, right? So that you would be able to cushion yourself against unnecessary risk. Right, the second point, or the second idea I'll be sharing with you on how to invest in Nigeria or in the African continent will be, digital farming, right? I know there are a lot of digital farms, out there currently in Nigeria. Some are good. They will deliver on their promises, while some are a no-go area, right? So if you want to know more about the no-go area ones, again, join my mailing list and let's talk, right? And one of the ones I recommend, or one of the ones I use, for example, is called Agropartners, and I made a video about this particular company here on this link. Go to that link after this video, not during this video, after this video, and look at my review or my thoughts about this particular company. But make sure that when you are taking your decision, you are taking it based on your understanding. Don't just take my word for it and go ahead and run with it. Rather, do your own personal research. But I recommended them because I've used them for the past 2 years, and they've delivered for me back to back, right? And I've not had any problems with them. So you can also try it out, and if you think it's not for you, it's no problem. And they're not paying me for doing this. No, not at all. It's just because I've used them, and then I'm just doing a kind of review for them, kind of. So yeah, that's it. And so Agropartners, like I said, I also know that Farm Crowdy is also good, because I've been aware of Farm Crowdy since I think 2015 or 2016, and they've also been consistent in terms of what they deliver, right? So you also want to check them out, right? And there are some other ones, like I said, join my mailing list to know more about all of those ones. And why I would suggest the digital farming is because, you know, you're not just investing because of what you can take out for yourself, you're also supporting the agricultural industry in Nigeria, or whichever country you are investing in, right? So for example, I do Agropartnership, and because their values aligns with my value. I mentioned this in that video that I recommended. Their values aligns with my value. I want to see more and more people, you know, growing out of the poverty zone, which is one of the SDG goals of the United Nations, and that's one of the things Agropartnership does. That's one of their missions, you know, to reduce that poverty level in Nigeria. And they are trying to do it through farming, because when they educate the farmers and they give them, you know, the right value for the produce they are producing, of course they would, you know, have better access to a lot of things, and that would also improve their lives and take them out of that poverty level that we are all talking about. So again, that's one of the reasons why I would recommend, you know, digital farming, because it's really touches the grassroots. That third idea I would be mentioning in this video would be, you know, try Airbnb. Yes, I love Airbnb, and that's not just because I'm also an host for Airbnb. I'm also a guest, right? So when I travel, I of course check Airbnb first before sometimes I check hotel. Okay, so I made my research, and I realized that on the average, if you have a property or a flat, for example, in Nigeria, for example in Lagos, and it's well furnished, simple, you don't need anything extraordinary. Now I'm talking to you from experience. You don't need anything extraordinary. What you need is basically a room, well rated, good lights, right? You need a couch, you know, for where someone can sleep, and a clean toilet, and that's it. And you can conveniently be making, depending on the location, you can conveniently on the average be making $50 per night minimum, or on the average from this Airbnb. And if you look at that, so imagine if you do 20 nights out of 30 nights in a month, you are going home with 1,000 extra cash, right? $1,000 extra cash, and that's not something that you can easily pluck from the three without doing anything, right? So you want to try it. Now you might be asking, but how do I go about, you know, maintenance, you know, cleaning and all of that? Of course, you can look for a company. You can get a company that would, you know, be in charge of making sure that the place is cleaned every day for you, and then that way I'm sure that that company would not say, okay, you pay us $50 for cleaning every day. No, I'm sure they wouldn't do that. So, you know, just think about it. Instead of locking the apartment off in your village or in Lagos and say, okay, until the next time I come back to Lagos, I'm going to have access. Don't do that. Don't waste your money. Don't tie your capital down. Make use of that capital. All right, so that's the other thing I would be that's the third idea that I will be sharing with you. I know this works because I've used it before and it works for me, so you can also go ahead and try it. The fourth idea on which you can invest in Nigeria would be, you know, buy FG Eurobond or dollar bond, right? And why did I say the Eurobond or dollar bond? Because if you buy a Eurobond or a dollar bond, you're not buying it in naira, right? So you're buying it at that dollar value, and which means that whether the naira falls or doesn't fall, you have your bond in dollars or in euros. And when it's maturity time, when you want to sell it off, when you want to, you know, recoup your money, you get your dollars back. Yes, and that is what I would suggest, that you are able to preserve your funds from naira devaluation, right? And because it's around, I think it's around 6 or 7%, that price, that interest rate that you're getting, you cannot really get it in other countries, and that's why that particular instrument is really attractive, especially for diasporans who want to invest in Nigeria and are afraid of, you know, that devaluation. All right guys, I'm going to stop there with those 4 ideas for you. If you have any other ideas on how you think you can invest in Nigeria, do let me know. Drop them in the comment section. I will be more than happy to read your comments. And until next time, don't go away, stay back, watch all my other videos about investing, and if you're interested in any other topic, I'll be more than happy to, you know, pick it up with you. Just drop them in the comment section. Okay, I will see you again some other time. Bye bye.